you are going to make sure that his bag clears the machine.
This is a joke, right?
Is anything I just said funny?
I remember the days when you would come and see me in person. What happened? Is that just when I'm theatrical? You got to come see me in person.
Yeah, so I went to Brazil. I'm actually at ccxp, which is in Brazil. And so I apologize.
I'm going to let you off. I'm going to let you off,
Right.
Steve, on this one occasion. But next time.
Better question. One of the biggest Comic-Cons in the world. Why aren't you here?
Hey, touche to that.
Just throwing that out there.
You should ask them.
This is above my pay grade. For real though, I'm obviously at Comic-Con down here. Is there anything that you collect or used to collect?
Oh, wow, that's an interesting question. Is there anything that I collect or used to collect? Hey, I mean, I turned 10 in the year 1999. So I was that initial first wave of Pokemon, and I had a couple of years of my life where I was Pokemon obsessed. So, cards, games, anything I could get my hands on. So that strikes me as probably being one of the most prevalent collecting things in my life that I've done. What about you? What are you passionate about?
Oh man, I collected screen prints, comic books. Yeah, I've collected a lot. I try to be better. I'm good now, but in the past I have to ask you though. Right now, Pokemon is more popular, I think, than it's ever been.
I've noticed that.
I get on like my social media, people doing like these card opening packs from like the 2000, and I keep watching them. Do you still have your cards?
Yeah, I do. So there's a couple of boxes of stuff that is in the attic at my mother's house. So books from my childhood, all my J.R.R. Tolkien stuff. I forgot how many R's there were in that name then. And things like, Harry Potter books, like plush toys, I was a very sensitive kid. All that kind of stuff is all existing up there somewhere, and Pokemon definitely features in there.
You should really.
It's funny, isn't it? It's funny that Pokemon is a thing again. And I know there's obviously a new audience for that, but I feel like, with Carry On, to tie it back to the movie, that there is, and thinking of something like Twisters earlier this year, I feel like there is a hunger for things that are kind of tonally evocative of the 90s. It's funny that the 90s is now retro.
Don't get me started. It just means everyone's old. You get to do some serious running in this film.
Yeah.
Do you feel like this is your next step towards, or like, did you feel a little bit like Tom Cruise in that, running in movies?
I tell you one thing I will say is that running in movies is hard. Running and not looking like, running cool is hard. And Tom Cruise is the king of it. And it sounds like a trivial thing. It is not. I run like a panicking duck, and it took me quite a lot of work to get to a place where I don't look quite as much like a panicking duck. So I have nothing but respect for Tom Cruise, who is the king of running in movies. I'm really glad that you think I did a half decent job of it. But yeah, it's not something that I've ever thought of as being a particular area of strength of mine. So I'm glad I pulled it off.
Listen, I can't say enough good things about Tom Cruise and what he's done for action films. But getting back into your film, I really enjoyed this. And I think one of the reasons I really enjoyed it is because the script is smart. And I really liked, sorry for just rambling, but I really liked Jason Bateman's portrayal of the villain not being over the top, just a very grounded portrayal. Yeah. And so can you sort of talk about the script and that it's an elevated script for this genre?
Yeah. I think you're exactly right. And when I first met with Jaume to talk to him about it, I think that was the thing that I was most focused on, is that there is obviously, as you say, it is absolutely a heightened story, and there is a sense of things being larger than life in terms of what happens from a plot perspective. But I really felt that in order for that to be earned, I think the performances needed to feel grounded and needed to have a kind of overarching sensibility of being quite, as you say, not any bigger than it needed to be. And I think that at the center of that is those performances. And Jason Bateman is such a great choice because he has this kind of surgical, clinical, pedestrian quality to him that makes it feel like he really could be a guy that you might not notice at an airport. And likewise, for my own part, the one thing that I always really had my eye on is never letting him feel like he's too much of the finished article or he's too much of a Superman. It really is a story of normal guys, you know, and of an everyman rising to the occasion. And I completely share your sentiment. One of the things that I like most about the movie is that I think it does feel grounded.
Yeah, I'll say this, and it might get me in trouble with Netflix. I wish all Netflix movies were this good, because some Netflix movies don't.
Something I don't know how to respond to that. That's
you can't. I can say this. I just some Netflix movies need to be better. This is an example of they can make good movies over there.
Hey,
you know what I mean? I think
we're really proud of how it's turned out, and Netflix have been awesome, and I'm about to do my second outing with them. So yeah, but I'm just glad you feel so good about it.
Yeah, no, this is going to be a huge hit for you. So this is a good one. What are you thinking about doing next year, or do you already know what you're doing next year?
I'm going to Australia in January, and I'm doing a survival thriller with Charlize Theron and Balthazar Kormákur called Apex. So that's the first quarter of the year, and then beyond that, I have no idea. I have a couple of projects that will be coming out next year, which is exciting. I just finished a TV show with Dennis Lehane for Apple, which is as yet untitled, I think. And I also have a thriller I made called She Rides Shotgun, which I've seen and I'm absolutely beyond thrilled with. That I can't wait to release, but I don't know when that will be just yet.
Yeah, I know the thriller one. I guess you have an estranged daughter, and the fire one I heard is called Firebug, but I guess it's untitled.
Yeah, it's not Firebug. No, I'm not sure what it's going to be called, but the thriller, the movie, I'm so pleased with. It's very representative of my tastes, and I had a great time making it, and I can't wait to find out when it'll be coming out. But I don't know next year. You know, just keep living the dream, I hope.
Listen, man, you're going to land on your feet. And again, great seeing you. I wish you were in Brazil here. Nice. You know what I mean? Have a great day, man. Nice to see you.
It's always good seeing you, Steve. Take care of yourself.